Hi everybody, so here I am with TIVI. I'm going to give you a bit of a walkthrough of where he's at and what he does. It shouldn't take too long, but here we go. So, introduction to TIVI. There is a privacy policy here. So you click on that and have a bit of a read through about tracking how data is used. Essentially, it's used and it's not shared, but it's put back into the project to make it even better. So here we go. There he is. Greetings. What's my name? Okay. Brandon. Okay, so now the chatbot knows my name and it says thank you. You can read here, I help humans learn to shift perspective to develop insights and get unstuck. 400 cases. So here we go. Let's have some fun. Now I've put in this tag here as a priming mechanism. It two functions. It's a priming mechanism to open you up, say let's have some fun. And the second thing is it stops the flow. So whenever there's a button to click on, it sort of holds up the image so you have a bit of processing time. It's just not a lot of words. So here we go. Let's have a look at get unstuck from any problem, because I'm sure that's why most of you are here. So here we go. Now the categories that I got when I surveyed people and I found out what was going on, I didn't categorize them. I didn't seek to put them in categories. I basically made a list and then started to code them. So we have the categories emotions and feelings, thinking and understanding, challenges where you work with other people, and finding purpose. So let's have a look at this. I'll click on thinking understanding to give you one. So again, here's a nice little picture. Okay, we need a pen and paper. Are you ready to go? Yes. Wait, let's have a look at this. I'm not sure. Okay, so perhaps now is not the time. So yeah, okay, I'll try again. So it's a little loop just to feel it to be natural. So understanding and thinking, I'm ready to go. Now, future versions might, depending on feedback, might get straight to the point. But for this first one, I wanted to get some data about how people interact with this. So here we go. Now, of the survey that we did, these are the categories that had to do with thinking and understanding. I'm missing important clues. I don't know my next step. This is too hard. Which information is true? The problem is too big and complex. I don't know the reason for something. I need a mentor to give me insight. There is a paradox of natural tension I don't understand. The outcomes are unclear and ambiguous. There's too much information coming in all at once. It's not on this list. So out of all the responses I got, those that had to do with cognitively not understanding something fell into these categories. There will be other things. Now, naturally, when people gave me their story and they wrote their story about something they're having trouble with, I had to sort of condense it down to these essential sorts of things that people get stuck on. So if we say the problem is too big and complex, I've got a piece of homework or something and it's just too big. And now there's a bit of naturally speaking. Problems are like onions, lots of layers. Let's unravel it. Okay. Okay, there's some pretty cool. Yeah, I'm feeling happy about this. Now, what are we going to do though? So let's level up together. A preamble, each issue. Big problems can be daunting. I once knew a guy who loved music, and to analyze a huge music symphony, he would break it into parts. He'd look for each part carefully using different perspectives, and then he'd put it all back together. He had a better idea of the music, became an expert, but it took time. So we need to wait to frame our inquiry, right? So if something's big, we need to find the right questions to ask to pull this thing apart. This is actually a thinking routine. This is something that I didn't invent. This is something that I discovered a long time ago out of the Hugsy, Harvard School of Education. And it was actually in an arts document which looked at how different types of thinking routines. It's really good stuff. You should check it out. So now there's an exercise associated with that. So write the challenge statement, break it into small parts, list all the things I don't understand, and let's write this out together. So let's go through this. All right, so let's fill in the details. What is the challenge? So the challenge, it was something big. The challenge is to understand life. Okay, so let's see. Why am I doing it? Oh, to help others. And when would I finish? Oh, wait, next week, please. It's an easy one, next week. Okay, so what I'm doing is putting in these fields for TIVI to sort of put this together to try and help frame this for me. Brendan, I'm working on the project to understand life, and I want to break this thing into parts. I wish to address this issue to help others. I hope that can be done by next week. So the idea is that this is just a simple thing to try and help frame what it is that we're working on and keep us on track when courage is low. Great. So this hasn't exactly given me what I need to break it apart. Oh, I'm going to break it apart. So I have to peel back the layers. What are the different dimensions that are in play? Well, work, fun, love. Could keep going on this. But by writing this in here, what I'm doing is processing. So this is a processing thing. Now make a list of all the dimensions I don't understand. Well, it's the same ones. So I don't understand conflict. Let's leave it at that. Sit back and read. Okay, give myself some space to see this. Okay, take your organizing statement and your breakdown list to someone who's an expert in the discipline. Well, who could that be? You know what? I might go to a family member. Okay, so I've got my list. This doesn't provide a solution except for connection, that I don't need to be in this alone. So I've got my organizing statement and my pen and paper. I've got my list of things that I am understanding, a list of things I'm not. And the concept here is that if I connect with someone, they can help move me to purpose. There'll be a lot of, the reason why a chatbot can't go much further is because there's no natural dialogue between things that are so complex like this. So in this case, it was a little bit of processing time, and it was helping you move to a next step. That's it. When you go back and you look at other dimensions, they actually are a little bit more focused because they're less heavy on content and they're more about the thinking routine. So you can actually peel layers. You can actually work a lot more off that. And then at the end here, there's just a feedback step. So I can sort of understand whether this had any meaning. And everything that you put down, so let's say that's a 3 because I'm dissatisfied because you didn't solve my problem for me, TIVI. So thank you. Share a few thoughts. Okay, so what would I have liked to have seen in this? I think if I had that list, if the list came up at the end of the dialogue, it would make it easier for me. So all of this information that I'm input, every click is collected. So let's go back to the menu. So on and so forth. So that's how you get unstuck from any problem. If you want to learn more about TIVI from the menu, you go through and all of these bubbles here and pacing, that's me. There's a link to where I work. He's a great guy, pretty funny. Okay, pretty funny guy. So do I want to know about his mission, his research, his bio and contact details? None of that. Goes back to the menu. And then there is a goal with this, because I love these drawings. I love this character that I created to create comics that sort of look at the neuroscience angle and sort of connect people to understand that life is a bit messy. So that's where these comics come in. Origins, things like that. So what I want to do is invite you to click on the link to have a bit of a look through and to help me out by helping me program this guy to be useful. That's all I'm asking. So enjoy. Hopefully it'll be useful to you. Hopefully it'll give you some ways to process information, and might move you to purpose if you're stuck. Ultimately, the goal is to create a companion for the sorts of online courses people are doing. So you don't always have to rely on checking in with a teacher. If you're going self-paced, you can check in with TIVI, and under your own steam, most people just need a bit of a touch base and courage to take the next step. Any step usually reveals something more about complexity of a problem. So that's why I think a coaching bot that runs alongside, asynchronous learning, those sorts of things, it could be a real amazing thing to develop. So thank you in advance. I hope this has been interesting to you, and I hope you can help me out by interacting with TIVI and sharing it with your friends. Thank you.